support from Government of India 6 years back, and you can see from our logos, okay, our other shareholders are Kerala Government, Tata Consultancy Services, UST Global, Quest, IBS, and Saubandhika Education. Saubandhika Education is actually a corporate social responsibility arm of Mr. S.D. Shivalal. S.D. Shivalal was the earlier CEO and co-founder of Infosys. So apart from these reputed players or shareholders, we do have the knowledge partners who keep us updated on the latest industry trends and who keep us trained on latest industry trends. So from this slide, okay, you can see some of the leading companies in India and world as knowledge partners. Okay, you can see that ISRO, AWS, Amazon Web Services, Oracle, University of Illinois, Suntech, Infosys, Tata, Elixir, Understand, Young, NASCOM, Salesforce. Okay. So the basic the collaboration between knowledge partners and ICT Academy is that, okay, so we get update from the latest trends from the industry. We get trained on these latest trends. And apart from that, okay, some of the training or sessions is taken by some of these representatives from the knowledge partners. And also these knowledge partners also offer some micro skills programs, and you are free to get certification from some of these knowledge partners also that we will share during the course of this presentation. Now we are blessed with a great advisory board, so who regularly update us, who regularly mentor us, and who ensure that we are in the right direction. So our chairman is Dr. Tony Thomas. He was an ex-CIO of Nissan Motor Company Limited, having a vast experience, especially in abroad in regarding the technology. So he's a person who rightly guides us. Apart from that, okay, we do have other eminent members like, okay, VK Matthews is a founder and executive chairman of IBS Software. So IBS Software is a leading travel and ticketing software solutions in the world. It's based out of Trivandrum. However, they do have operations across the world. And we do also have Mr. Alexander Verghese. He's a chief administrative officer of UST Global, another multinational giant based out of Trivandrum, Kerala. So we have Mr. Dr. K. Keshavasamy, who is a global head, who is actually having an interface program, heading the interface program with the TCS. Mr. Ganapati Venugopal, who is the CEO of Acceler Ventures. Then we do have Mr. Narayanan, who is a vice president and head of Quest Global, and Mr. Santosh Kurup, who is the CEO of ICT Academy of Kerala. So Mr. Santosh was in TCS for last 20 years, and he was heading the TCS Kerala operations also. Who are we and what we do? Okay, so our major vision is to emerge as a single point establishment for all ICT related capability building in the state as well as in the country. So we focus on 4 key areas. So one is industry of enable program for the faculty members. We also do a lot of research in the niche technologies. We also do a lot of skill development program for the students. We also do a project-based assignment and consultancy for a lot of corporates as well as for the government organizations. Yeah, great. So we have started 6 years back, and the last 6 years the journey was very wonderful as well as exciting. So if you actually take our track record, we trained more than 25,000 students and professionals in the last 6 years. Probably one of the largest number of students we touched upon in the state of Kerala. So from last April, okay, since we get a lot of inquiries from the outside state and outside country, okay, we actually have a partnership with the brand and digital and some other companies, okay, to reach out to other people. And we trained more than 10,000 teachers, and we have a partnership with APJ Abdul Kalam University. So another beauty is that, okay, more than 2,000 students did internship with our support in leading multinational companies, and a lot of students also get placed with our support. as Anil rightly mentioned that we are a not-to-profit organization. So what we actually intend is to make an impact in the society by giving an affordable technical education as well as offering a high-quality technical education. And as well, Anil rightly mentioned that okay, our fees and our the course fees is actually probably 1/4 or 1/5 of the other competitors, because we don't spend much amount on jazzy advertisements. We want to give maximum value back to the students. So that is very brief about ICT Academy of Kerala. Now we have Dr. Srikanth. Okay, as I said earlier, Dr. Srikanth is a professor in cyber security in data analytics. So he having a multiple qualification like MTech, MCA, and he also did a PhD in the area of cyber security. So I just would like to invite Mr. Dr. Srikanth to take give an insight about cyber security and its scope.
Thank you so much, Pradeep. Is it audible, Pradeep?
Yes.
So thank you so much. Once again, good evening, one and all. So the assigned responsibility today is none other than we will have to have a discussion on what is actually cybersecurity, why we need this, and how. Say, you may be knowing that cybersecurity is a buzzword in the current scenario. So how it became a buzzword? It is just because everywhere, whenever data comes up into the picture, so the security of the data also become one of the major troubles, one of the major requirements. So as well as once we are considering about data, right? So everywhere, because of this pandemic situation and all of us are generating huge amount of data within no time. If you are asking us, while we are sitting over here itself, we are generating data, right? So all of us are joined to this webinar from various locations, and we could say that we are generating the data. So once, as of now, most of the organizations says that data is actually the oil for their engine. So again, you could say that it is actually the 21st century, one of the essential skills. So once data comes into the picture, everywhere, as in the current scenario, people used to say that data is going to be the asset. It acts as an asset, right? So let us take an example of your digital assets. So if you have a certificate, right, which is actually in the form of digital format, right? So it is going to be an asset. So if you have some mail communications with some confidential communication, that is going to be an asset. So if your organization's data is there in the platform, it is also an asset. So friends, what we are coming to say you at this point in time is say everywhere we can see that the data is generating, and the protection of data became one of the basic requirements. So that is the requirement of the day. It is none other than what is actually cybersecurity. So in the current scenario, we will have to say that how far we are able to protect the digital assets. See, one of the essential skills required in the current scenario is none other than how to behave in the cyberspace is one of the primary requirements. Knowing that all of us are digitally equipped, technically we are sound, but even though we may not be knowing that what are the positives and negatives of the cyber world. Because once if you are meeting the requirements, or once we are meeting the system without knowledge, right, there is actually a possibility of huge data loss. So once data is actually lost, means that is actually the asset loss, right? So as in the current scenario, we could say that it is directly proportional. So directly proportional in the sense, once we don't have data, means it is actually loss of our asset. So, friends, at this point in time, that is the requirement of cybersecurity. Again, if you are asking us about how, right, it is a very vast area, because whenever you are kept your door open, right, so there is actually a possibility of getting an attack through that particular door. So that is the introductory requirement of cybersecurity. Say, here is actually an interesting right message saying, from the Gartner. By 2020, 100% of large enterprises will be asked to report to their board of directors on cybersecurity and technology risk at least annually up to 40% today. So again, it is an interesting report, friends, right? So 40% of an organization. You know that everywhere as of now, digitally, right? If it is vendor managed, or if as of now some good terms comes up into the picture, saying it is application as a service, software as a service, infrastructure as a service, etc., etc. But even though, right, as a provider, if you are providing this kind of services, right, so protection of for these methods, this requirement data is also one of the major cases that needs to be addressed. So 40% of our organizations, once you think that 40% of an asset, organizations see budgeting system, right? The budget is actually for cybersecurity means, right? So this is going to be say in the upcoming scenarios, probably we may able to say that cybersecurity is going to be the primary requirement whenever if you are going to consider an organization. Okay, so this is the way where how we need to get in, or how we need to interact with the buzzword cybersecurity. Right. So, friends, right. So, again, you know that the scope of cybersecurity. What is the scope of cybersecurity professionals, especially in this, probably the 21st century, right? It is critical infrastructure security. Just think that cybersecurity is not it is not only for the computer science field, right? It is not only for the people who are from the computer science background. It is the cybersecurity is the requirement of having, right, every domain has got a requirement of this the cybersecurity, the cyber term, right? Let us take an example of maybe an electrical grid. So as of now, it is managed by the cyber professionals. So let us take an example of an automobile industry. What happens, right? See, the interesting thing is actually most of the data, right, right, as of now, the best or the huge data generating industry is actually automobile. Because you know that all our data, all our vehicles are tracked through or it is actually through GPS enabled systems. So that much of data needs to get stored, right? So in the higher end vehicles and all. So they are right, terabyte or exabyte and all is going to be a joke at this point in time. So critical infrastructure. Let us take an example of healthcare systems, right? If in case, right, if there is a huge loss in the healthcare data loss over there, right? So that is going to be a big trouble. So everywhere at this point in time, we could say that this will create an impact on every sensitive systems. So the critical infrastructure security become one of the major requirements. Hey, network security. What is all about network security? Just think about a world, there is no networks in the current scenario. You know that it is impossible for us to survive at this point in time. It is just because, you know, the networks without interconnection, we may not be able to communicate at least. right? Every system which is enabled, which is actually available, is need to get connected together to establish the connectivity, to share the data, to communicate to each other, etc. So security, network security is also one of the basic requirements. Yeah, this is the cloud security. What is the feature of a cloud? What is why cloud is actually in the current scenario become really a booming or kind of a buzzword because of the features of cloud, right? So the feature, one of the features, best features of cloud is none other than scalability. What is the scalability? Depends upon the requirement. The system is capable enough to scale up. Wow. So let us assume that if you have planned for 100 people, right? So maybe let us take an example of right. See, recently Google went down, right? So that was had a because of some internal kind of data management. It was actually a trouble had happened during the last during the time of Big Billion Days. Initially, Flipkart also had the same problem. It is just because of the resource management issues, right? The server was not capable enough to manage that much of requests, right, raised by the public. So that is that an alternative or solution for kind of a requirement is cloud. Cloud comes into the picture with the auto scalable features, and whenever requirement comes up, right? If requirement comes up, only we need to acquire that particular, or we need to use that resource. Otherwise, friends, it is very frank, right? So it is one of the right. So paper use is another term used in the current scenario. Paper use, if we are going to pay only for the use, right? So cloud security is again, yeah, because of the scalability, cloud, the feature, one of the other features of cloud is none other than it will be geographically relocated at maybe located at various places. In other terms, it is in different countries, right? So right, so yeah, of course, protecting all the resources, all the centers, so without affecting the system, right? So availability of the system is one of the major requirements of every business, right? If you are right, if Flipkart's application is bit low or Amazon's application is bit low, they may lose the customers because they may not be get satisfied, they may not be happy with that, right? So availability of the system needs to be assured. Apart on top of that, we'll have to assure the security concern also, right? Security thing also. So that is actually cloud security. Is also one of the without scalability, it is not able to we can't survive. So cloud security become one of the basic requirements in the current scenario. So application and system security, yeah, it is well clear, right? So application wise, so in any of the application, in the current scenario, we know that we are using distributed applications, and again, we are very much comfortable actually to open the web browser and browse the data. So in that case, the security of the application, let us assume that your username and password is out, right? So as of now, you know that say most of the right single sign-on mechanisms and all there, right? If you wanted to use this application, just provide your existing email ID and just get into it, right? Let us assume that if there is a security breach for the new system, let us for the new system, that means we are on a thought process that yeah, of course, even if it is single sign on, the data needs to be shared, right? So the same thing needs to get shared with the third party software. So in that case, if there is actually a security breach into that third party software, so that is going to be a big loss of our data. So these all are the basic some of the requirement. User security, user level, how far we are able to establish the security system. So again, user level security is also one of the requirement. Internet of Things security. Think about that. Internet of Things, right? So what is all about Internet of Things is, right? So everywhere we are connected. Say, for example, our refrigerator is going to send us a message. Our air conditioner has already started sending messages to us. So it is internet, IoT enabled, right? It is available, right? So a refrigerator may send you a message saying that the milk is not available in the tray, right? If you are if you are reaching your home on the way, before all the shop locations are getting over, you'll get a message saying that hey, your this thing is not over. Let us assume that if you are enabled with IoT enabled system to control your home, if there is a security breach, right? So in that case, web camera is actually one of the right, say, things actually people used to discuss at this point in time, right? So everybody is discussing about the security, because web camera people are right. So I'm not underestimating anybody's security power, but we wanted to make it sure that they are saying that it is in cloud. Let us assume that say we have installed something in our home, and there is actually a security breach at their cloud. So that means our personal data is going to get leaked out, right? So that kind of problems, right? So are also there, right? We are running behind facilities, but even though at this point in time we'll have to make it sure that facilities are secured also, because otherwise we may have to compromise with something very big. So that is the scope of cybersecurity, friends. So in every era, in every moment, we can see one of the basic requirements of cybersecurity. So, at this point in time, right? Some general terminologies at this point in time we may have to discuss is none other than cybercrime. It is. As of now, India government is also going to implement the cyber law, and cyber crime is one of the general term in the current scenario. Ransomware, right? Yeah, of course, your system get compromised with some of the applications, and they are asking us to pay an amount, right? Pay an amount. Otherwise, we can't leave. We can't go out. So yeah, kind of a compromise happens, right? So malware, the system is actually affected with the malware. So social engineering attacks, say, for example, in the current scenario and all, that all our personal details, personal profile, our family details, our family tree, and everything is available in the social networks. Easily an intruder can get into our system. Let us assume that one of our family member is connected with any of the kind of systems, means that can be an entry point for the intruder to our maybe leaves also. Leaves, I'm saying that it is in terms of trees, right? Leaves also, they can easily get into our things, right? So social engineering, because of social media, is again, it is one of the kind, right? Phishing, another kind of social engineering attack. What is all about phishing is, right? Phishing is actually a similar website. They will be managing, right? You might have received n number of emails from RBI kind of things, right? So saying that RBI, you want this much of price because of the annual so and so called programs on that manner and all, right? At this time, if you are going to click that particular URL, you'll see a particular page which itself says that it is RBI. We could not say that it is not RBI, right? So of course, how the technology experts or cyber experts are going to identify that? They will check every URL, every change in the URL, and will identify that this is actually a fraudulent one. So that is the, again, phishing attack. We could not identify that the screen which we are interacting, like let us assume that it is in the phishing is happening in the maybe while we are doing the banking, internet banking services of State Bank of India or something else. So they can easily collect our OTP also, right? If they are customized, the screens are able to work, right? Able to run. So that is the case here. Of course, without knowing, without our knowledge, a bot is capable enough to generate the data, pull and push that particular data into their own servers. Yeah, if it is not at all with our knowledge, so botnet comes into the picture. Ultimately, data breach is going to happen everywhere. In every count, we could say that data breach. One of the other major attacks is distributed denial of service attack. If, for example, if you wanted to make the server unavailable, right? If you wanted to make your competitor's server unavailable, right? Maybe may not be able to provide the service, right? If they wanted to block it, if you wanted to block, if they wanted to block your system from providing the services, right? So in that case, you can create a request of yeah, maybe some sending some n number of packets to your server, and you can make the server get down. One of the famous attacks, right? Distributed denial of service attacks, spyware. Haha, everywhere the system is going to track your details. So your moves, your geographically where you are, what is actually the current position, and how are you moving out and all, right? So an interesting thing which we wanted to say here is, right, you will get some sufficient messages based on your requirement. You will get some sufficient messages. Let us assume that if you have visited the Flipkart and yeah, searched for a mobile phone, right? The next time once you logged into the Facebook, it will be listed over there in the over there also. Again, without data, they can't do that. But even though, fortunately or unfortunately, we have permitted Facebook to do that, right? So once we are installing, they will be asking for us to have basic permissions, right? Unless they won't be they won't permit to us to use their system. You will get a customized messages during rain time from Uber and all. Hey, don't worry, Uber is there. Likewise, right? So customized maybe messages reaching exactly to the customer, right? If you have a thought process, at least that much data, that much brilliant systems are running behind everywhere. At this point in time, we just wanted to think that who may be knowing more than that of us, who may be who may be knowing better than that of us, that about our bank balance, because we have n number of applications installed in our mobile phone. We have given enough for all permissions to read our messages and everything, right? Let us assume that if you have financial maybe system or something like that, right? Yeah, installed. Say if you are getting a message, right? Maybe you have withdrawn some 5,000 rupees from your account and your current balance is 25 lakhs or something like that. In that case, you will get a great offer from some of the traveling agents saying, "Hey, what is your plan for this weekend? You will get, we have a great package for you." Likewise. In the same time, if you have withdrawn 5,000 rupees and your current balance is some thousand rupees, right? In that case, you won't get the message of this wow feature, because you are not a targeted customer for that particular company organization. So so again, at this point in time, friends, what we could see that this is everything is connected. But knowledge on cybersecurity, what is actually data, or stealing data, and everything is get connected to it. So this is one of the general terminologies which is widely used, and I think you might also have come across through all the discussions like this. Again, we'll have to discuss about the program, right? It is actually it is one of the essential skills in the current scenario. I think I have set up the context at this point in time. Yeah, you'll have about the program which we are running. You'll get an overview about the cybersecurity domain, understand basic concepts, right? Cyber security field, understand the cybersecurity standards and framework, right? So that is one of the major requirements, right? So how far we are able to say that this is the specific standard, or this is the available legally, which is this is true, right? How can you make authentic on that? So that is also there. Gain insight on cybersecurity career opportunities and all. Explore cybersecurity life cycle. Learn about various attacks, right? Understand various malwares affect the environment, cyber attacks, and etc. So the program agenda is the cybersecurity fundamentals. We'll have to set up a securing hacking environment, right? Then we'll discuss about standards, then types of cyber security frameworks, then introduction to the carriers, right? Life cycle, types of attacks. Again, it is network security attacks, DOS and denial of service and distributed denial of service will be discussed. Malware, man-in-the-middle attack, phishing attacks, especially in web application attack, SQL injections, right? So yeah, if somebody is going to access the your backdoor of your home, right, instead of front door, right? Front door is actually username and password validated. It is just like our home itself, right? Front door might have protected with n number of encryption standards, but backdoor may not be likewise. In that case, SQL injection, backdoor attack, right? So it will work. SQL injections, right? Then zero-day exploit, the recent threat. It is none other than without knowing, without permitting, without taking our permission, some kind of an application will run on your system and will steal the data, whole data. So that is the kind of attacks or which is happening, right? So this is the overall the agenda which we have regarding the program, right? So how the 0-day works and all will be discussed there. So yeah, if you are asking at this point in time, you may be wondering that is it possible? Is it our cup of tea? Hey friends, this is the basic requirement what we have. Yeah, knowledge of computer networks, other than the basic qualification what we used to see. Apart from that, the basic knowledge of computer networks is sufficient for us. You will learn about one of the best attacking softwares, right? Application operating systems. You will get an opportunity to explore this. It is none other than Kali. Kali Linux will comes up into the picture. Then, yeah, system requirements, right? These all are the basic requirements, right? Whenever if you wanted to deal with, right? So we will provide all the assistance, especially regarding the installations and all. So that is the next case. This can be the learning path of our it is not for data science life cycle, but so ignore the introductory part. But for the cybersecurity, we'll start with pre-learning, self-paced learning, live Q&A. So again, you might have heard about blended learning, but what we ICT Academy have recently introduced this e-blended learning. That is actually the live Q&A session. It is not only right. Adding some videos and covering the topics what we have discussed, but you will get an opportunity actually to come up to the live Q&A. The opportunity over there is none other than you can clear all your doubts regarding what you did for the maybe for the last topic, right? In every logical break in the sense of probably towards end of every section we'll have Q&A, a live Q&A. In that case, you can clear, right? Expert talks. The experts will come up with not only for delivering a particular topic, right? Most of them used to handle something called right, our maybe they will come up with some industry cases. How credit card fraudulent transactions can be prevented. Likewise, something will be there. Then assignments, of course, don't forget about it. It will be there because we'll have to sharpen the tool. We are here to learn something, so it will be there. Then, yeah, of course, friends, virtual internship and exit test comes into the picture. So, yeah, we will provide some basic pre-learning materials over here. So just to have an introduction, this is the right side. The picture is the Pathashala. Pathashala is our learning management system. All contents, everything will get mapped there. You can use that particular system, everything from there, right? So, so Pathashala is there available as, right? So you can use a Pathashala for the learning as a learning management system. Right. So again, self-paced learning. It is the contents and everything will be available as a video. So courses are divided into number of sections. Right. Each section will have self-paced learning contents. That means recorded videos will be there. Reference materials will be there. Practice exercises also will be there. Assignments and case studies will be there. But normally one can progress to the next session after completing the learning activities of the previous section, right? So it is not available, or the whole sections will be not available for you during on day one, right? Based on the pace, based on the significant progress needs to be assured that will be maintained by our system. So again, for live Q&A, we will be using Google Meet likewise, and the recorded version of the Google Meet. In case if you could not attend the Q&A, the recorded version of the Q&A will be available at Pathashala, our learning management system, say LARC, right? So that is one of the other, one of the other best tools which we are using for our for establishing the connectivity between the peers, right? So you will get an opportunity to discuss the problems among your peer group, right? It is just like a social media platform. It is just like WhatsApp or Facebook likewise, but it is closed. You will get all the participants will be there with your faculty members also will be there in that group. You can also initiate the discussions in case of any doubts, right? It is not only regarding the release of certain contents as a video content or nothing like that. But apart from that, while practicing the same, in case of any doubts, you can come up to the LARC and you can clear that particular doubts. So apart from that, say your family, your faculty members will be there, your the peer group, right? So the people, those who are with a single mind, right? So all those people will be there. So what is actually our experiences? None other than we won't get a chance actually to answer most of the questions, because by meantime your friends peer group itself will answer to the question. If you are of course it is a new domain, if you struck somewhere, probably we can also help you out, right? We will do that in that perspective, right? It is again what we are coming to say, it is connected, it is well connected, every count. It is not like taking an online course that means purely online. So the interventions are here in it, right? So that is again, you can use the LARC as the platform for your social engineering, right? Expert talks, right? So this is one of the major requirements, right? Apart from what we are delivering, right? So so somebody from the industry, it is not from some other people, right? They will be coming from the industry itself. Recently, in the cybersecurity program, we have completed around 5 expert sessions. First person was joined from the TCS. The second person from Wings 2i. That is actually a security system, right? Maybe consultant from Bangalore. They have joined. Then we had an right. So so you may be knowing that in Kerala we have one of the intelligent cyber dome for police, right? Head of one of the kind of institution comes up for the discussions. Then Ernst and Young is supporting us to deliver the expert sessions and all. So meeting the expert based on the current requirement is one of the requirement. So they will be discussing about the latest technology trends, industry cases, introduction to the new platforms and all, right? How to what is actually what industry expects, once you have completed this course, what is their requirement, everything will be there, right? So that is actually, yeah, of course, friends, it is not a plug and play kind of a thing, right? Formative assessment is here. It is 70% formative assessment. It will be comprised of quizzes, assignments, case studies, assessments, live competitions, etc. Right? So we'll get an opportunity to interact with everybody, right? So mini project also will be there as part of our formative assessment. So this is the case. Then finally the major project. So what is regarding the next case is virtual internship, and I would strongly hope that I may not be the right person to discuss that. So let me invite Dr. Pradeep, and he is actually the person, the right person to discuss further. Pradeep. Hey, Pradeep, you're here. Hey, Anil, I'm not audible. I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah,
audible, right? Yeah.
yeah. Pradeep,
It's not here.
you're audible. You're audible. We are able to listen to you.
Okay.
Is Pradeep there? Hello.
I think Pradeep is here, but
Oh,
something went wrong here, it seems.
okay. While probably maybe I think Pradeep take 2 minutes to join. So
All right.
meanwhile, what I do is I'll just tell them about the education loan which we have. And some of the students have pinged me and asking me about is there any educational loans are available, any scholarship available, uh, and is there any kind of a free installment available. So I'll just explain to
No,
them.
no. I think Anil, can I take then? I can also finish this then. And no
Oh,
issues. I can.
oh,
It is not needed. If Pradeep is maybe some connectivity issues in between, is that fine for me to continue then for some another 5 minutes?
yeah,
Fine.
yeah,
All right. So again, friends, the internship will be provided by TCS Ion. So this is the overall course duration. The self-paced, instructor-led project will be 100 for 100 hours, and industry internship is actually it is not done by ICT Academy.
Still, can you hear me?
Yeah, Pradeep, you're here.
Uh, yeah, sorry. In between, I lost. Okay, yeah. So so you were asking about the internship. Okay, so thanks, Srikanth, for giving us a wonderful introduction about the course. Apart from the core understanding the core concepts, okay, so we understand that again, industry internship is very very essential to gain an understanding how this is applied in the industry. So we have a memorandum of understanding with Tata Consultancy Services, okay, where we actually help our students to take a virtual internship on the core cybersecurity domain. So it is 125 hours of virtual internship. So what is the advantage is that okay, the TCS will actually share a use case which is related to the industry, and you need to actually solve that project or solve that problem, in fact, and this will be supported by mentored by the industry expert from TCS. Okay, and you need to prepare a project report, and this project report need to be co-signed by our faculty also. So once you actually submit the project report, it will be evaluated by the industry mentors from TCS, and once you've satisfy the criteria set by the TCS, you are eligible to get a certification from TCS mentioning that you have done 125 hours of virtual internship from TCS Ion. However, okay, this will not be like a live sessions because
Pradeep, I think we lost you again.
Pradeep. Oh, okay. By meantime, let him join then. Yeah, again, what he was coming to say here is it will be delivered on a virtual mode. Again, industry cases will be discussed over here. As part of this, right? What is actually the requirement? Why we are clubbing this together is none other than after completing a course, right, after completing a program, it will be always great if you can get an industry kind of requirement as part of an internship. Again, that means professionally you are going to become qualified, especially to start directly get into the industry. So that is the requirement here. Pradeep, you're here. Okay, let me continue then. So this is the certificate you will get from TCS Ion, saying that this is yeah, you have certified for this much of time. Likewise, you will get a message saying right. So kind of a certificate. So again, you will. It is not a matter, right? You will get you'll get the certificate as part of ICT from ICT Academy of Kerala. As apart from that, you'll get a different certificate, especially for your another different certificate for your internship also. The summative assessment, as we rightly said, it is 30%. It is exit test, machine test will be there, online MCQ, and Viva votes is the case, right? So this can be the final. Of course, this will be done by a third party. We won't have any connection, any touch for this to in summative assessments and all. So again, summative assessments, and it is again connected to the final one. It is the certification, right? So an very important thing is regarding PACT. I think PACT is a good consortium actually for an online reference consortium, right? You'll get a license of 1 year license, free license of PACT. You know that n number of reference materials, courses, and everything is there. It is not only related with cybersecurity, but you will get enough certificate. You'll get enough courses, list of courses in data analytics, machine learning, in whatever maybe your domain or your interest. You'll get a free license of 1 year. So why we have connected with the PACT is we will be mapping the exact requirement for extra reading, right, or self-paced learning with the PACT. That doesn't mean that we will be matching. We will map a book, right, for your reference. Not like that. We will exactly map to the topic, right? Which is required for the further developments in the current topic what we have discussed. So that will get mapped to over here. So that is again will be connected. You will get if you are going for a purchase of PACT individually. Yeah, you can see that access of 7,500 plus ebooks and videos, right? So that is it is again mobile app friendly. It will be available in your fingertips, right? So it costs around this much, and it will be available as free, right, as part of this course. So the 3 phases of our learning is concept phase. Initially, we will start there, and industry internship. So you will professionally just get groomed there. While it is not a matter of actually right. So you'll get the professional training over here, but right, the industry flavor is will be added with the industry internship. Then finally, an employability skill phase also skills phase also will be there. So this is the overall introduction, overall case regarding the course, and I think in case of any doubts, probably we can discuss. Otherwise, Anil, Pradeep, if you are here, you can discuss further, or otherwise, yeah, Anil, you can take over. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Srikanth. It was a very informative session, and I'm sure that all our participants must have got what is awaited in this cybersecurity course, which is being conducted by ICT Academy of Kerala. And the most of the part is already covered, and I got a few questions from people. So let me take this opportunity to clarify those questions. So Pradeep is unable to join because there is some network issues, I guess, because of a heavy rain that side. Now, Dr. Srikanth, may I request you to clarify a little bit about that cloud computing thing, the badge which is also being planned. I mean, could you just explain that a little bit here for the students, please?
Yeah, sure. What is the question, Anil? Is it cloud computing?
I was told some badge, some training on AWS computing or something. So I thought I'd just ask you this particular question.
Okay, it is actually one of the partnered. You might have seen in our initial this thing, right? So it is a some partnered organizations are there. That is actually our knowledge partners. Okay, so knowledge AWS is there, Google is there. Based they are actually right. They are conducting a number of courses, especially as part of their platform introduction. Okay. So again, it is purely depends, right? So I think right. So based on the availability, we can our participants also can join that. That call officially needs to be taken by Pradeep. And Dr. Pradeep, he will be discussing that. He will give you a final confirmation. So apart from badges, related to the badges, what is actually all about a badge is, if you are an outstanding performer throughout some of the activities during this session, we will add a badge to your name, right? It is not just to adding something over here, but even though it will be there in your certificate also. So badge will be an additional advantage for you all, especially to right. So that may be a thing for you to claim that I was professionally, I have approached that, attended that course, and I got this much of badges. Likewise, that is also apart from it is not part of our summative or formative assessments, but even though it will be available as actually a booster, right, for you to show among your team peers, right, or among the industry, in front of the industry, saying I have proven I have caliber over there. Likewise, so that is all. That is actually the facility of badge. Anil.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Srikanth. I'll just take 2 minutes to explain the scholarship thing, which is shared by Pradeep to everybody, so they have a clear idea on that. And thereafter, I request, in case of any question from the specific question from the students, if it can be addressed, Dr. Srikanth. So I'll go to my part. Ladies and gentlemen, like we have mentioned in the beginning, there is a scholarship for Kerala people separate, and for the non-Keralites also. For the Kerala people, the age limit is 45 years, and you should be a graduate. And then provided that you appear for an eligibility scholarship eligibility exam, and if you get if you qualify in that, you will get 75% of scholarship from Kerala government. So this is exclusively for Kerala people, Keralites, by the Kerala government. Kerala government is also extending 25% of scholarship to those people who are outside the Kerala, who is able to qualify this test. Now about the course fee. The course fee is 22,000 rupees plus GST. That makes to 25,960. And you also have an option to pay in 3 installments. That is the first installment, that is before the commencement of course, you have to pay 50%. And the second installment after 45 days when the course commences. And the third installment before the exit exam. Now, 360 online courses is also tied up with one of the financial institution, in which any individual would like to go for an education loan that is more than 3 installments and monthly they would like to pay. That is feasible. The only thing is you got to intimate us. The 360 online will initiate that. And there is an option for going for a 4 installment, 5 installment, or a 6 installment scheme, in which the processing fee will be 500 rupees, which will be paid to the educational loan agency, that is Gyandan. And the additional amount which they take from you is 1,662 if you go for 4 installment, and if it is 5 installment is 1,998. And for 6 installment, the additional amount other than the course fee, the company will be charging you 2,350. But then your EMI per month will be 4,780. That's all from my side. In case anyone have any kind of a question, you may please ask. Dr. Srikanth here, he is here to answer your queries. Thank you. Anyone?
Yeah, thank you, Anil.
I think all your probably whatever question they had, you covered it very comprehensively. Thank you so much, Dr. Srikanth, once again. Thank you so much, and thank you to participants for attending this seminar.
Is there any age limit for this course?
Eligibility is basically you have to be a graduate or a final year student.
Age limit?
Yeah, any that can be any stream. I mean, even if you're any graduate that is final year, or let's say he will be able to do this course.
No, I'm saying I'm a veteran and my age is about 57 now. So can I attend the course or not?
Yes, sir. Veterans are fit for. There's no doubt, sir. You are an officer, so you obviously, sir, you are a graduate. There's no second thing about it. You can very well do this course, sir. And
Okay.
you are also eligible for that scholarship exam as well.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Any questions, please? No. Thank you. Thank you so much, participants.
Thank you so much.
In case of any doubts, you may contact us. You get the contact detail from www.360onlinecourses or ictacademy.org. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Thank you.